Have you ever stared into the flickering flames of a campfire and felt a deep, almost primal connection? It's no wonder. That simple flame is the echo of the single greatest breakthrough in human history, the mastery of fire. This wasn't just about keeping warm. It was the spark that ignited our journey to becoming the dominant species on the planet. Today, we're traveling back in time to explore how prehistoric pyrotechnics changed everything. Before fire, our ancestors' lives were dictated by the sun. When darkness fell, danger lurked everywhere. They were vulnerable, huddled together in caves or trees, listening to the sounds of predators that owned the night. Food was a constant struggle, tough. Raw meat and fibrous plants were difficult to chew and even harder to digest. Life was short, brutal, and confined to the daylight hours. Our world was small, and our potential was locked away in the dark. Then, one day, everything changed. Imagine a lightning strike, a flash of brilliant energy tearing through the sky and setting a tree ablaze. At first, our ancestors would have been terrified, just like any other animal. But curiosity, a hallmark of our species, would have drawn them closer. Perhaps a brave individual dared to snatch a burning branch. This wasn't making fire, but it was the first crucial step, capturing it. Learning to tend to this wild, dangerous gift from nature, keeping it alive, was humanity's first great challenge. Once we learned to control fire, our world expanded in ways our ancestors could have never imagined. The night was no longer a realm of terror. A simple campfire became a fortress of light and warmth, a protective circle that kept the great predators at bay. For the first time, our ancestors were not just prey. They could stand their ground. This newfound safety meant they could sleep more soundly, allowing their brains to rest, recover, and grow. The night became a time for socializing, for strengthening bonds, and for sharing stories around the glowing embers. The first communities were forged in the firelight. And then there was the food. The invention of cooking was a gastronomic and evolutionary revolution. Heating meat and vegetables does more than just make them taste better. It breaks down tough fibers and proteins, neutralizes toxins, and kills harmful bacteria. Suddenly, food was easier to chew and, most importantly, easier to digest. This meant our bodies could extract far more calories and nutrients with less effort. Scientists call this the cooking hypothesis. The theory is that this surplus of energy, no longer needed for a massive digestive system, was redirected to the most energy-hungry organ in our body: our brain. Cooking didn't just fill our stomachs. It fueled the incredible expansion of the human brain. We literally cooked our way to becoming smarter. With fire, we became master tool makers. Before, creating tools from stone was a laborious process. But our ancestors discovered that if you carefully heat certain types of stone, like flint, it becomes more brittle and easier to shape. This technique, called heat treatment, allowed them to craft sharper, more precise, and more durable spearheads, knives, and scrapers. These superior tools made them more efficient hunters and builders. Fire also enabled them to harden the tips of wooden spears, turning a simple pointed stick into a lethal weapon. We weren't just surviving anymore. We were starting to thrive. The warmth of the fire also allowed us to become explorers. No longer were we confined to the warm climates of Africa. With a portable source of heat, we could venture into the colder, harsher environments of Europe and Asia. Fire was like a portable tropical bubble, allowing our ancestors to survive freezing temperatures in icy winters. It melted snow for drinking water and kept them from freezing in their shelters. This expansion across the globe was one of the most remarkable migrations in history, and it would have been impossible without the humble flame to light the way and warm the path. But how did we go from capturing wild flames to creating fire on demand? This next leap was pure genius. Our ancestors observed the world around them. They saw how rubbing two sticks together created friction and heat. They saw how striking certain stones together produced a spark. Through countless trials and errors, they developed techniques like the fire drill and flint hand pyrite striking. Imagine the moment the first human intentionally created a flame from nothing. It must have felt like wielding the power of a god. This ability to make fire at will was the ultimate liberation. It meant we were no longer dependent on chance. We were truly masters of the flame. Fire wasn't just a practical tool. It became the heart of our culture. It was the central point of the community, the place where knowledge was passed down through generations. Around the fire, elders told stories, hunters planned their next expedition, and the first hints of art and ritual began to form. The dancing shadows and glowing light may have inspired the first cave paintings. Attempts to capture the spirit of the animals they hunted and the world they were beginning to understand. Fire gave us light, and with that light, we began to see ourselves and our place in the universe in a whole new way. From a simple source of warmth to the engine of our evolution, fire is woven into the very fabric of our story. It gave us security, better nutrition, superior tools, and the ability to populate the entire planet. It fueled the growth of our brains and sparked the birth of culture. Every time you light a stove, switch on a light, or even watch a fireworks display, you are witnessing the legacy of that first ancient flame. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the simplest breakthroughs can change the course of history forever. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. If you found this story of our fiery origins fascinating, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the history of humanity. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss an episode. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious.